The beginning. In the beginning there was coffee. Not the kind that's watered down and served at your local gas station, but a rich, robust brew that was changing hands in the early 1970s. The year was 1971, and the location was Seattle, Washington. The founders of Starbucks, Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Bowker, had a simple yet powerful concept: sell high-quality coffee beans and the equipment to brew it at home. They were inspired by Italian coffee culture and wanted to bring it to the U.S. Their first store was small, unassuming, and located in the Pike's Place Market, a bustling hub of activity in downtown Seattle. It was the perfect spot to introduce the city to the world of specialty coffee. At this point, Starbucks didn't serve any brewed coffee. Instead, they sold whole bean coffee which customers could grind and brew themselves at home. The focus was on the quality of the beans, ensuring that each bag was filled with freshly roasted, ethically sourced beans that delivered an exceptional flavor. Enter Howard Schultz. In 1982, Howard Schultz joined Starbucks as the director of marketing, but he quickly became much more than just the director of marketing. Schultz was a man on a mission. He had a deep passion for coffee and a vision for what it could become. And that vision was a far cry from the small Seattle roaster that Starbucks had become. After taking a trip to Italy, Schultz was captivated by the espresso bars on every corner. He saw how Italians were using coffee as a social experience, a way to connect with friends and family, or simply enjoy a moment of solitude while sipping a perfectly crafted espresso. He realized that Americans didn't have this luxury. Sure, we had our chains like Dunkin' and Tim Hortons, but they were more about quantity than quality. They were more about getting people in and out quickly than creating a space where they could linger and relax. Schultz returned to Starbucks with a plan to transform the company. He wanted to introduce espresso drinks to the menu and create a true coffeehouse experience. But the founders weren't convinced. They had built their company on selling coffee beans, not serving coffee. Plus, they knew that introducing espresso would be a risky move. It was something new and different, and they weren't sure if Americans were ready for it. But Schultz was undeterred. He borrowed $1 million from his family and opened his own chain of espresso bars called Il Giornale. In Italian, Il Giornale means the newspaper. And it was here that Schultz created the perfect environment to enjoy a good cup of coffee. He hired baristas who were trained in the art of making espresso and cappuccino. He designed his stores to be cozy and inviting, with comfortable chairs and tables where people could relax and read the newspaper or meet a friend. Within a few years, Il Giornale was successful, but it wasn't enough for Schultz. He wanted to bring espresso and café culture to everyone, not just those who could afford to pay his prices. So he set his sights on Starbucks. In 1987, Schultz bought Starbucks for $3.8 million and immediately set about merging it with Il Giornale. The result was a coffee empire. Under Schultz's leadership, Starbucks began to expand rapidly. The company went public in 1992, and by the end of the decade, it had over 1,000 stores worldwide. But it wasn't just the bottom line that was growing. Starbucks was becoming a cultural icon, synonymous with premium coffee and café culture. Its stores were no longer just places to grab a quick drink. They were destinations, places where people could connect with friends, relax with a good book, or catch up on some work. The success of Starbucks can be attributed to many factors, but one of the most important was Schultz's commitment to quality. He believed that the only way to create a great coffeehouse experience was to source the highest quality beans and employ the best baristas. He also understood the importance of creating a welcoming and comfortable atmosphere where customers felt like they belonged. Today, Starbucks is a ubiquitous presence with over 35,000 locations worldwide. But despite its size and success, it remains true to its original values of quality, customer service, and innovation. From its humble beginnings as a small Seattle roaster to its current status as a global coffee giant, Starbucks has come a long way. But through it all, it has never lost sight of what made it successful in the first place: the pursuit of the perfect cup of coffee. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.